Hello students, welcome to Biology Bites. Let's simplify biology. Myself Chandra Bajpayee. Today we will discuss about the chapter cell, the fundamental unit of life. It is one of the chapter of class 9 biology. So let us start with this topic. You should know that who has discovered the cell? Robert Hooke. He has discovered the cell. And he has seen the cell under his own self-made microscope. And then he has given the term cellulose. He has taken a thin slice of cork and then looked under the microscope. Cork are the actually dead cells of the plant, which are extracted or which are removed from the bark of a tree. Now, let us see who has discovered the living cell. The first living cell was discovered by a scientist known as, the name was A.V. Leeuwenhoek. And he has observed the first living cell in a pond water. In a pond water, he has seen the first living cell. So, A.V. Leeuwenhoek, he has discovered the first living cell. So, in examination, you should read the question properly, what they are asking. They are asking for the first living cell or the first dead cell. So, the first dead cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. And the first living cell was discovered by the Anton van Leeuwenhoek or A.V. Leeuwenhoek. The first dead cell was discovered from the thin slice of cork. So as I told you, what is cork? They are extracted from the bud. They are the dead cells. And the first living cell was discovered in pond water. Yeah. Now, let us see the cells. They are of various shape and size. All the cells, the basic component is same. Means cell membrane will be there, nucleus will be there, cytoplasm will be there. Means the outer covering, it is known as, the protective covering, it is known as cell membrane. It is present in each and every cell. And the nucleus is present in each and every cell. The liquid which is present, you can see this is the liquid that is known as cytoplasm. So these three things are present in all the cells. And the cells which are present inside the human body or in the plant, they are not of same shape and size. They are varying. Like intestinal cell. The cells which are present inside the small intestine, they are having these cilia-like structure. What they will do, they increase the absorption of the nutrients. RBC, it is the smallest cell of the human body and they are circular in shape. And one of the special fact about RBC is that when they are mature, when they are formed, at that time, the nucleus was present. But when they get, after some time, they will lose its nucleus. We will discuss later on why the nucleus is degenerated afterwards. Chondrocyte, these are the cells, they are present in a cartilage. So what is cartilage? Cartilage it is a part of your skeletal system. And in your body where it is present in the tip of the nose or pin of the ear. You can fold it without any problem. Okay, and internally also it is present in few organs like your windpipe and vertebral column also. So the cells which are forming the cartilage, they are known as chondrocyte. Neuron, they are the longest cell of the human body and their shape is, you can see, it is like a star shell. That's why it is also known as asterisk cell. We will study that is also later on in this chapter. These are the longest cell. You can see its structure is totally different from all others. Fat cells, the fat, it is stored in our body in a special cells. They are known as adipose cells. They are circular in shape and filled with fat. Now, epithelial cells, the cells which are present on the outer covering of or any of the organ or even the skin. The skin cells are looking like they are long, cuboidal or cube shaped. This is means in this figure, I want to tell you what are the various shape, like the muscle, the smooth muscles which help in movement of the body. They are spindle shape. This shape is known as spindle, where it is thick in the center and it is narrow at the corners. Monocyte, it is a type of WBC. What is its function? Its function is just to engulf or eat the pathogens or any foreign material which enter inside the body. Egg cell, which is produced by the ovary. Ovary will produce what? Egg cells. They are also called the gamete, a special cells which help in the reproduction. They are circular in shape. The sperm cell, they are the male gamete. Means these are the special cell help in the reproduction. You can see its shape is totally different. It is having a long tail, and this tail is helping it in the movement. Lymphocytes, they are also a type of your cells which are present in lymphatic system. We are having one system in our body, that is defense system, which is always fighting or destroying the pathogens or any foreign material which enter inside the body. Now let us discuss about the various parts. Let us label the various parts of a cell. The outer covering of the cell, it is cell membrane. It is cell membrane, and we will discuss also what it is made up of. Okay, like it is a wall. If any room is there, outside of the room is having the boundary which will not allow everyone to enter inside. So cell membrane is present in each and every cell. Then it will have a liquid. That liquid is not only the water, it contains many nutrients also. And that liquid is known as cytoplasm. Cyto means cell. One more thing I want to tell you, that cyto means cell. And study of cell is called cytology. So what is cytology? Cytology is study of cell. And one of the most important part of a cell is nucleus. We will study also this part in detail, which is also known as the brain of the cell, which control all the activities of a cell. Without brain, any individual is of no value. हर इंसान के पास अपना खुद का दिमाग होता है, वो किसी और के दिमाग से वर्क अपनी बॉडी नहीं कर सकते. So in the same way, all the cells, they are having the nucleus. Then you will see some structures. These structures, they are known as mitochondria. They are called the powerhouse of the cell. Means they will generate the energy, because for the working of all the organelles, all the parts, energy is required, and that energy is generated in mitochondria. We will discuss again after that the various organelle parts, organelles function also. Okay, then we are having endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, they are of two types. If it is direct endoplasmic reticulum, if the endoplasmic reticulum is having the ribosome on the outer side like this, then it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And if the ribosomes are not present, these are ribosome. The black dots, they are called ribosome. So when ribosomes are not present, then it is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Then inside the cell, lysosomes are there. They are very important for destroying or for eating up the whatever the byproducts are there which are of no use for the cell. It has to be cleaned up. Otherwise, the cell will become a heap of garbage only. The lysosome is doing very important function. Then we are having Golgi apparatus. Earlier it was mistaken as your endoplasmic reticulum only. Okay, now we will discuss about the various function of the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, which is the protective layer of the cell. And this plasma membrane, the model was given by two scientists, Singer and Nicholson. They have proposed this model. They said, like if you will see the wall, दीवार देखते हो उसमें क्या सीमेंट होता है और ब्रिक होता है. अकेले ब्रिक से नहीं बन सकती, अकेले सीमेंट से नहीं बन सकती. So in the same way, the plasma membrane, it is made up of two main components, that is proteins and phospholipid. Phospholipid means lipid, means fat, but it is attached with the phosphorus group. That's why it is known as phosphorus. So phospholipid and their phospholipids are arranged in two layers. That's why this model is also known as bilayer model, bilayer lipid model, or it is also known as sandwich model. Why sandwich model? Because in between these two layers, proteins are present. These proteins are embedded within the bilayer, and these proteins are moving, floating here and there. That's why it is also known as fluid mosaic model. And generally this question is asked in 5 marks or 3 marks to explain the Singer and Nicholson model. Okay, so the proteins which are present outside, they are known as extrinsic protein. Extrinsic protein means the proteins which are present outside, and few of them are embedded inside. They are known as intrinsic protein. They are known as intrinsic protein. Like this one is an example of intrinsic protein. Intrinsic protein means which are present very embedded inside it. बहुत ही अंदर धसे हुए होते हैं. And what is the function of this protein? Actually, the lipid, if you want to mix, one example I want to tell you, if you want to mix the oil with the water, is it possible? No, not at all. Why? Because the fat will never dissolve or never soluble in water. So this lipid layer does not allow the entry of water. And most of the minerals, most of the nutrients cannot get any entry inside the cell. Then whatever the required materials are there, how they will enter inside it? They will enter inside through these proteins. Like if you make a room, in that, of course, you will have a walls outside, the four-sided walls are there. But how you will enter inside the room? Of course, doors and windows should be there. So you can say these proteins are acting as doors and windows through which the particles, the useful minerals, the useful substances will go inside and outside of the cell. You know, if a room is not having any window or door, then it is a useless thing. No one will enter inside and no one can come outside. So in the same way, the plasma membrane, it is made up of course, protein and lipid. But these proteins, they are not continuously present, they are embedded. कहीं पर होते हैं और ये help क्या करते हैं? It will help in the transportation of the material. Okay, now let us discuss about the function of the plasma membrane. So first function is it will give protection to the cell. And the another function is that it is a semi-permeable one. So let us discuss about the function of plasma membrane. Function of plasma membrane. And plasma membrane, it is also known as cell membrane. Plasma membrane, it is also known as cell membrane. Okay, and what is its function? Let us discuss. The first function is protection. It is giving the protection to the inner content or inner material of the cell. Okay, after that, the next one is, after protection, the second function is it is selectively permeable. As we have discussed now, everything cannot enter inside the cell. So it is selectively permeable. The plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Means it will not allow all the particles to enter inside. And the particles which can enter inside, they can get entry through the protein only. Plasma membrane, it will allow the entry of water and gases, but in a limited amount. The nucleus will tell whether the cell need any liquid or any nutrient. That message is taken through various organelles, that is endoplasmic reticulum, and then the nutrients will be entered inside the plasma membrane. Now let us talk about one term, that is diffusion. So it is actually it is a term of your chemistry, right? Movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration. Simple definition is movement of particles. Movement of which particles? Movement of gaseous and water. Gaseous particle and move this water particles, they can move. The solid particles cannot move. So the gaseous particle and water particles movement will always be there from higher concentration to lower concentration. Means जहां पर ज्यादा होंगे वहां से कम पे जाएंगे. This is a natural phenomena from higher concentration to lower concentration. Like if you will open a Maggie tiffin, means the tiffin which is filled with a Maggie inside the classroom. Of course, all the student will came to know about that someone has opened that lunch box. How? Because the gaseous molecules, they are always moving. So they are loaded with the smell of those particles and they are moving to the lower concentration where the gaseous molecules are less. This is known as diffusion. And if this movement is done by crossing any membrane, then special term is given, that is osmosis. So osmosis is a type of diffusion only, means movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration, but the particle has to cross one membrane. That's why a special name is there, osmosis. So if anything has to enter inside the cell, it has to, of course, it has to cross the membrane. So let us discuss about the type of osmosis. Osmosis means something will enter inside. If anything enter inside the cell, then it is known as endosmosis. And anything or the substances, they will leave the, or especially the solvent or the liquid, if it leaves the cell, it is known as exosmosis. Now, where you will see these processes you will see in your kitchen. Like if your mother is keeping छोला, एक पानी में के एक बोल में क्या रखा, उन्होंने छोला रात में रखा और सुबेरे क्या होगा, the size will increase and the water, where the water will go, the water which is present inside that bowl, it will go inside those chola. This process is known as endosmosis. Means the water has to cross the cell membranes or plasma membrane and then it can enter inside the cell. Okay, exosmosis means when the water is removed from the cell, when the cell will get dried up. ना कभी एक फूल लेके आ तो उसमें क्या होता है, पानी है और जैसे उसका पानी सूख जाता है तो वो क्या, ड्राइड अप, इट विल गेट dried up. तो वो पानी जब बाहर निकलता है, when the water moves out, that process is known as exosmosis. Okay, so how it is possible? It is possible when the environment of any cell is changed. Means when the concentration of water is more or less outside the cell, then only endosmosis or exosmosis will take place. Now let us talk about one more thing, that is solution. Solution, this you have studied in your previous classes, that solute plus solvent, it will give what? Solution is formed. Solute means suppose salt or sugar, which you will add in a water. So water will become a solvent and salt or sugar will become a solute. So when you will dissolve it in a glass, then what you will get? You will get sugar solution or salt solution. Okay. Now, two type of solution you can make. The solution may be hypotonic or it may be hypertonic. So what is the difference between both of them? Actually, when you will add very small amount of solute, when the solute is very less and solvent is more, the solution which will form, it is hypotonic solution. Means like your simple example of your shikanji, नींबू का शरबत होता है, that is the example of hypotonic solution. And when the solute is more and the solvent is less, then that type of solution is known as hypertonic. Like जो सीरा है होता है, जलेबी का सीरा, रसगुल्ले का सीरा, even the cup syrup जो होती है, उसमें क्या होता है? They are thick ना, थोड़ी गाढ़ी होती है. क्यों? उसमें चीनी ज्यादा होती है और पानी कम होता है. That type of solution is known as hypertonic solution. And if a cell is placed in any of these type of solution, then it will show some changes. So what the changes will be shown? Let us see. If a cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, suppose hypotonic solution, and what will happen when a cell is placed in hypertonic solution? Let us see what will be the result. In hypotonic solution, the cell size, suppose it is a container in which any cell is placed. Suppose a plant cell is placed. So what will happen? The water will enter inside it and the size will increase. The size of the cell will increase, and this process is known as endosmosis. Endosmosis means water will enter inside the cell. And when suppose any cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, then what will happen? The water will start moving outside of the cell and the cell will get shrink. By which process? Exosmosis. Ex means exit. End means entry. Okay, so when you will place the cell in different type of solution, the cell size will increase or decrease. In a plant,